Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dixie from Easy Marketing, and today we're continuing our seven-part series, Social Media Crash Course.
Yeah, and if you have not been part of part 1 or 2, you can still enjoy and learn from this, but you can also go back to our YouTube channel and listen to how to choose the right social networks for your business. That's what we talked about the first part. And 2 weeks ago, we talked about how you can gain followers. And of course, today we're going to talk about customer service, and then we have 4 more um, sessions coming up in the next 8 weeks.
Absolutely. So when you think of customer service, you're probably thinking of like a 1-800 number or perhaps a dedicated customer service email, and there's still definitely a place for those. But today's social savvy customers want and frankly expect to be able to reach out to brands and businesses on social media to meet their customer service needs. And that can be daunting for small businesses and nonprofits who don't have a whole team of social media managers. But did you know that social media platforms have free automation tools that let you respond to messages or frequently asked questions 24 hours a day? Or that Facebook rewards accounts that are responsive, which signals to potential customers, hey, these people care about my business. This is part 3 of our social media crash course. Mm. Now, let Katrine tell you a little bit more about our business.
Yeah, so we've been around for over 20 years, and we are in Northeast Florida, but we have customers and clients all over the country, and actually we have some in Europe as well. So we do websites, we do graphic design, social media, printed material, and of course we work with constant contact and email marketing.
Mm. Well, thank you, Katrine. So, as we think about social media customer service, I think it's important to start by defining it. So, in a nutshell, it's the practice of using social channels like Facebook or Twitter to offer support, address customer questions, or resolve concerns. So, why is that important to your business? Mm. For many small businesses and nonprofits, thinking of social media as a customer service tool doesn't necessarily come naturally. We saw in our poll that most of you already have established ways to help customers, whether it be in person, on the phone, or on your website. But in today's environment, customers want and expect you to offer customer support via social media. Each month, 1 billion messages are exchanged between people and businesses on Facebook Messenger. That's billion with a B every month. So imagine the business that you could be missing out on. In fact, 64% of people said they would rather contact a business on social media than over the phone. And you want to be adaptive to those preferences and expectations of customers. But there's also an opportunity here as well. 69% of Facebook users who contact businesses on social media say it makes them more confident in the brand. So our social customer service not only serves our customers, but also helps to build brand trust and loyalty. Here at Easy
And,
Marketing,
yeah, I'm sorry. And you might think that this is only business to consumer, but this is also business to business. I have to say that actually the younger generation, they rather use their social media to ask a question than to make a phone call.
absolutely. So we have 7 essential tips that we're going to share with you today. So let's dig right in. Tip number 1 is using the right channels. For your social customer care to be effective, you have to use the channels where your audience already spends their time. Consumer reports found that people are more likely to share service issues on the platforms where they are most active. Of consumers who posted complaints on social media, 84% use Facebook and 26% use Twitter. So if your organization is active on other things like LinkedIn, Instagram, other channels, obviously you want to monitor those as well. But Facebook and Twitter are the most frequently used channels for customers to reach out. So if you're just getting started, you want to prioritize those first. Mm. Tip number 2 is always respond. And when we say always, we mean always, always. whether the comment is positive, negative, neutral, or completely irrelevant to your post. People asking questions on social media may or may not already be your customers. Answering questions shows that you care about customers' needs and are responsive. For example, here, when Margaret asked Constant Contact on Facebook about programs in the West Palm area, they responded not only with the closest location to her, but also with a link to learn more. This kind of personal attention increases confidence in your organization. Sort of subconsciously, we believe that if a business or nonprofit takes the time to address our questions on social media, then they're going to be equally as responsive with their product or service needs in the future. On the flip side, customers who reach out and don't get the support they need might be likely to move on to your competitor. Finally, in the case of negative comments or reviews, which are going to be inevitable at some point, responding can mitigate the public relations risks to your business. For a lot of us, it's tempting maybe to ignore negative feedback because we want to avoid bringing more attention to it. But nothing could be further from the truth. In social media, negative reviews and comments that go unanswered are generally accepted to be true. So you want to respond each and every time with an assurance that that's not how you do business and a legitimate offer to make it right. Mhm. In addition to answering questions or addressing concerns, there's also an opportunity to tie back to your email marketing efforts. So, by way of example, let's pretend that you are a local bakery and you use Instagram to connect with customers. If someone asks a question about whether you recommend royal icing or buttercream, obviously answer that question, but also invite them to sign up for your monthly newsletter that includes recipes and recommendations and maybe a discount code. Um, if somebody asks and they want to know when is your next cake decorating class, again, there's an opportunity to provide the registration link and encourage them to sign up for your newsletter because maybe seats are limited and subscribers get first dibs. If you use these kind of customer care opportunities wisely and tie back to your email marketing efforts, you'll see better returns from both. And if you're out there and you're not currently doing email marketing, please give us a call after this webinar. We recommend Constant Contact to all of our small business and nonprofit clients. They have beautiful, professional looking templates that are easy to use and are going to get a much higher click rate than social media alone. So, tip number three is to respond quickly. So, it's not just enough to get back to them, you have to be prompt about it. When customers reach out on social media, they expect a timely response. At a bare minimum, we're looking at 24 hours, but ideally, more like 15 minutes. So I know what you're thinking. You have a business to run. You cannot be checking Facebook every 5 minutes. But the good news is you don't have to. During peak hours, you can use Facebook's instant replies feature to send a pre scripted response to those initial messages. This gives customers a quick acknowledgement and lets them know that you'll be able to respond more personally. Instagram also has a similar feature called quick replies, where you've already typed up answers to frequently asked questions, and that helps you respond quickly. On Facebook in particular, users are going to see right off the bat whether your business is responsive because businesses who are get a special badge that says very responsive to messages. You qualify for this if you respond to 90% of messages within 15 minutes. So 90% in 15 minutes. So that's sort of the Facebook gold star of customer service and something that signals to potential customers, hey, these people really care about their customers and their business. So let's take a quick look at how that works. I want you to get your phones out and walk with me through a quick exercise to see automated replies in action. So go ahead and grab your phone, or you can also play along from your desktop. So I want you to navigate to Facebook, however you do that, either through the app or facebook.com. When you're signed in, you're going to see the little search icon near the top. Kind of looks like a magnifying glass. It's on the right on the app and on the left on a desktop. If you click on that, the search bar appears and you can type in easy marketing, spelled EZY. If you tap or click on our page, then you're going to see a blue or gray send message button. So go ahead and tap or click on that button, and you're going to get a pop up from Messenger that includes a personalized greeting from us. There are also three different frequently asked questions that you can tap on to see an immediate response. Or you could type in your own question and you'll get an automated yet personalized and helpful reply. These tools not only give customers the satisfaction of an immediate reply, but the way you personalize them reflects on your organization and is going to leave customers with an impression. If you're not sure what happens when customers message your business, I encourage you to enlist a friend and try this exercise again on your own accounts. These automated replies are an easy, they're free to set up, and you can access them through your page settings on Facebook. Even with these automation tools, it's important to set some customer expectations. Most small businesses don't have the resources to provide social customer care 24/7, and that's okay. You want to make sure that your hours of availability are clear and let your customers know when you're going to be offline. So, in addition to the instant replies that we just looked at together, there's also a separate away message that provides more detail if somebody contacts you, say at night or over the weekend, whatever hours that you put in that you're going to be away from your business. That's helpful because customers again get that instant acknowledgement. Plus, messages that are received during your designated away time don't count toward that very responsive rate. So that's how you can do the 90% within 15 minutes because it doesn't count if you're away for the night or for the weekend. You can also use customization options to include things like the user's first name, which makes the reply more personal. And also, you can automatically insert things like your business phone number or website. Um, we recommend that you establish a specific response time for your channels and commit to getting back to customers within that time frame. This would also be a great place to include self-help resources. So like we've done, you can direct people towards your website. You can provide frequently asked questions, maybe a link to your YouTube channel where you've demonstrated some of your products and services, or perhaps an after hours number for emergencies. Try to think of something that your potential customers would find helpful while they await your personal attention. Tip number 5 is to establish clear social media guidelines. So we know you're not out there winging it with the rest of your business, and social customer care is no different. It's a good idea to deputize several people within your organization to help monitor social media. So, depending on your business, these could be managers, front office staff, even your summer intern would probably be good. That being said, you want to establish brand guidelines to help keep everyone on the same page and to cover such things as expected response time, the friendly and helpful tone of voice that you want to use, and pre-scripted answers to frequently asked questions. And we definitely recommend an escalation protocol where the marketing person or owner is going to be contacted in the case of a disgruntled customer, any kind of confidential information, or other highly sensitive topics.
Mhm. And we encourage you to make sure that you give them the right permission. So when we're talking about giving an intern access, you can give them, you should always give them the access in their name. You should never give a company email or password to log in. And we should set the access and what they can do according to the people that are doing it, and then you can remove it at any time.
Absolutely. If you need help with that, please give us a call. So, tip number 6 is to know when to take it private. So, the nature of social media is public. Once it's out there, it's out there. But that doesn't mean that the entire conversation needs to be held in a public forum. There are some questions or requests that are better addressed privately. So, for example, you might need some more personal information, like maybe an account number or to verify a shipping address. Unhappy customers are another group that you'll want to address privately so that you can get more details to help them, but without publicly degrading your products or services or your staff. In any case, you want to let the public know that the issue is being addressed and not ignored. On Facebook, you can respond to public comments with a private message. You just click message below the customer comments, and it takes the conversation to Messenger, where you can interact with more privacy and get the details you need. A message that says page responded privately will appear below their comments. If on Twitter or Instagram and you reply with a direct message, you'll want to add a comment there so the customer knows to check their DMs, and also so all the other people that are seeing this thread know that you're working with them to resolve that issue, even if they can't see all the details.
Yeah, and sometimes you need to talk to them, and then you would actually write so everyone can see that I am sending you a private message right now, and I'm going to give you my cell phone number, and you can call me right away. That
Great,
usually has a great impact that people see that you really care.
great advice. So, our final and perhaps best tip is to be proactive, to expand your idea of what customer service can be. It's not just about resolving problems and complaints. Remember that social customer care is an opportunity to build confidence in your brand. So, if you're having supply or shipping issues, for example, or maybe you're understaffed because of COVID, it's better to be upfront about that on social media than to wait for a slew of complaints on your feed. A lot of businesses are struggling right now with labor shortages. So if that's the case for you, go ahead and acknowledge it and let your customers know what you're doing to try to address it. You should also be proactive with your self service. So if you're getting the same question on social media more than a couple times, that's a great indication that you need to provide some additional information resources. That's going to help reduce the requests coming in, and that's an easy place to refer customers with simple support needs. Constant Contact, for example, has a dedicated support handle on Twitter where they invite users every week to send in their support questions. For your business, you might compile some of those inquiries into a frequently asked questions document that you share in your email newsletter. Next, don't miss the opportunity to share some educational content. So, for example, you might write a blog on some of the best practices or create a how to video and put it out there on YouTube. Anything that helps users get the most from your products and services is going to be a big plus for your organization. Finally, you want to have a consistent process in place to reach out to your most satisfied customers for a review. Social media reviews are so important to potential customers, so make sure that it's part of your social customer care process that you use every day. Mm. So we've covered a lot of ground, but before you go, we want to give you a little homework assignment to help you get started. A lot of times people attend our free workshops, they get great ideas, they'll send us thank you emails, but then they get busy and they don't follow through. So we decided to start assigning homework. We've given you a lot to think about today, but if you'll make time for just these three things this week, you're going to be well on your way. So make sure that you are establishing some guidelines. What is your response time going to be? What's your protocol for escalation? Do you have a backup to handle social media inquiries when the primary person is sick or away? Um, Next, we want you to manage expectations. So go ahead and set an away message and put in the times so that customers can feel heard and know when they can expect a response from you. And finally, set up 4 instant replies on Facebook or quick replies on Instagram to help streamline your process and get customers the information they need and want in a way that shows that customer care is a top priority for your business. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Katrine and open the floor for questions. So there is a little question box there. Please type them in. This is your time. So if you have any questions about customer service, social media, how to set up any of the things that we've talked about today, we'd love to address them for you.
We don't have anything coming in yet, but you can write or you can contact us later. And next slide. So if all of this with social media is brand new and you need help with setup, we do have a package for you, but we also can go in and help you with specific parts, example, to set up those automatic answers and away messages. Um, and then we hope to see you in 2 weeks when we're going to talk about action from the followers. So we more information about that in our follow-up email. And then last but not least, if you've been with us for a while, you remember we had Jessica Medina working here. She worked with us for 7 years, and now it's exactly a year since she started and working full-time as an author. She actually published a book 3 years ago when she still worked here, and yesterday was the launch of her second book and it's called Silence in the Echo, and you can get that on Amazon and all other places you can see on the screen. So if you are into um, some good reading, um, take a look at her books and have a good read.
And those of you that know Jessica, reach out to her and just congratulate her. We're really proud.
Yes.
And so thanks for joining us today. If you need any help, here's our contact information. We'd love to give you a consultation or just point you in the right direction. We're just a call away, and we'll be sending you a follow-up email today. So if you stuck with us till the end, thank you so much. You're going to be entered into a drawing to win a free 20-minute consultation for your business. So look for that, and then we'll see you again in 2 weeks.